Simon, I can't hear you. Simon, can you hear me?
Can't hear you, Simon.
I can't hear you. I sent Rojo back.
It looks like he's muted. Is he muted?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Thanks, Rojo. Awesome. All right. I was just saying about halfway through the month of May, so thank you. Happy Wednesday. All these beautiful smiles. Thank you very much. We have a jam-packed meeting today. We've got some great speakers. We're going to be going over some stats as well. And if we have a glimpse of time, we're also going to be giving you broker updates. So you guys all ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Next slide, please. Okay, you know how we do it here at the South Bay office with our mission, our belief, and our vision. Provide agents with a place where they will be empowered, trained, motivated to experience growth, wealth, and a legacy that allows them to live their best life possible. Our belief, when the values of your own company align with your own beliefs, you know you found your professional home. And our vision to achieve amazing professionals and personal development so that KW South Bay remains the agency of. Boy, give yourselves a round of applause. But okay, next slide. All right, I want to thank all that participated last week at a Red Day event. These are just a handful of the agents that gave back to the community. Wasn't it such an awesome experience? How many was this your first time, Red Day? Amazing. Okay. Can you just share what was your takeaway from the event? Oh, we'll start with you.
To see all those happy faces. And this one guy actually found me on Facebook and he added me and I looked back in his feed. Every year he was posting something about Red Dead or something he was looking for.
Yeah.
This is such a huge thing on his, it's the only huge thing on his feed that he was looking for every year.
Absolutely.
And you already told me next year would be on the 14th.
Yeah.
He posted on his Facebook. He's looking for the next year.
Yeah, he tags all of us. He's also friends with me as well.
Yeah, saw him there, yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of the images from last week. Such an amazing event. We had just had the local city Torrance cable that came in over. The police department was there. Home Depot was there as well. We had over 300 people. And the cool thing was, we even had people that were actually at the park doing their exercise.
Yeah.
And coming up to us and asking, what is this?
Yeah.
What's going on? Right? So it's just a great segue of what we do as a company, but more so how we give back to the community, right? And this is just a prime example of some of the things that we do. So kudos to all of you. Congratulations. Thank you for being part of this. And for the people that unfortunately were not able to, in spirit, you were with us as well. So we had an awesome time. I was there grilling as well. Go back, please.
Nobody was arrested?
No one got in trouble. No one got arrested. And it was such a long day, but fulfilling day for a lot of us. I know by the time I finished, I was exhausted and tired from that day. We started very early, but it just really shows you, the impact. And we got to give a shout out to all of the staff, and the committee that went double down on making sure that we meet on a regular basis to, provide this amazing plan that we had. It takes a lot, believe it, just getting the preparation for all this. And Natalie did an amazing job of the map and making sure that we coordinate with everyone so that way everyone knew exactly where we were supposed to be. And she did an amazing job to tell us, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to be at this station, you're going to do that. So we got to give Natalie a big shout out as well. So again, such an awesome experience to get back to the community and just the fulfillment of the young adults that don't get to see this on a regular basis and how impactful that was. Look at the Torrance PD jumping rope there. So awesome. And again, kudos to Andy's termite too, did an amazing job. He backed that grill to the section there, and we started doing our thing and flipping burgers. So
Did you have a food summit?
we actually
You ran
did.
out?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We had all of the burgers gone,
Yeah.
pizza gone, and I think the tacos as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So hopefully all of you got a chance to have some food as well. So awesome day. Looking forward to next year as well.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide.
Guys, you need to do that twice a year.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's exhausting. So we need more committees
Yeah.
to be able to organize something like that. Well, let's thank our lunch sponsor, Milkman Group Relocation Company. We have Mark Maxwell and Dustin Hopkins here. Come on up. Awesome. Thank you, gentlemen, for providing us with amazing Jersey mines.
Yes, thanks for having us.
So right in the center, because we got the student.
Okay, got it. Right here is good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm not sure if you've ever seen a North American truck
Yeah.
rolling through the neighborhood or freeway. We're a franchise of North American Van Lines. We've got 15 offices throughout the United States, pretty much, bigger cities. North American Van Lines has agents all over the country. So, basically our network is, if we don't have a Beltman office, let's just say in a small town in Ohio, we'll find a North American agent that can help service. What's next slide? This quick agenda, introduction, history. We do a lot of charity work. Full service moving options, clear the clutter. We'll get into that too. I'll keep it short. And then moving industry info. But before we start, by raising hands, anybody used a professional mover? Yeah, got a couple. Okay. Anybody refers professional movers to their clients? Okay, just a couple. Okay, great. Okay, next slide. We celebrated 100 years, 2023.
You are not at all.
What's that?
You are not at all. Just kidding.
Global long distance, international, pretty much do it all. Even if your client's moving locally, we can help service that as well. Next.
I love the truck, by the way.
Yeah.
Kenworth.
Yeah. So these are all of our locations. This is Dustin Hopkins. He's our salesman. I'm Mark Maxwell. I'm the general manager. So we're based out of Anaheim, California. We've got offices, as you can see, all over the nation. And the areas that we don't have the big red dot, we've got North American offices as well. So traditionally, if we've got a truck moving one of your clients out of the LA area and it's going from point A to point B, don't be concerned that we don't have dots over here. They facilitate their labor, they get it all set up. We've got a good game plan going on. Next. This is our office. We're off at Marilama Avenue, right off the 91 freeway, 113,000 square feet, 31 trucks. Customer choice winner. For the last few years, we missed 21 and 23. It's pretty hard to get that, but we're very proud of our quality. We have good Google ratings, and look, in any business, sometimes you run into a bump, okay, and it's how you handle that. So we're pretty good about facing that real quick versus waiting, because those problems can get bigger. Next. So this is a picture of our warehouse. These are what we call vaults. They're 5 by 7 by 7, and essentially they'll fit basically a room of furniture in that vault. We pad wrap it. We'll show you another picture on how it goes in, but we kind of put it in like a puzzle. And then we can stack them 3 high. So that's for any needs that the customer needs temporary storage or long term. This is a gypsy wagon that we've had in our warehouse for 40 years. It's been in weird movies and I guess it's haunted. The guys say it's haunted. In the evening, they hear stuff. So I'd show a picture of that.
It looks like from one of the movies called Thinner.
Okay, could be. Well, this was a movie, I think it was in the 70s.
70s.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, next. Couple of the charities that we work with, Move for Hunger, we just donated just under 6,000 pounds of food for a food drive last week. Here at Denise, I'll show you a picture of that. We are actually the mover of choice. So for the Wounded Warrior Project, I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but that is for a military person that, you know, maybe lost a leg or an arm, can't really get around. Gary's Denise Foundation will build the houses for them, and then we move everything in. Okay, next slide. Just again, Move for Hunger. Last year we did 130,000 pounds of food. And that's all of our branches combined together. But we're pretty big on that. We also tell our customers, hey, look, you may have 50 cans of stuff that you haven't used in 5 years. Don't throw it away. Sit in the box. We'll donate. So that's what we do as well. Next. So again, Gary Sinise Foundation, you know, they've got the Rise and the Building for America's Bravest, and it's smart homes. So smart homes it's got the ramps up to the door. It's really it gives you goosebumps when the person comes home to the house and it's fully furnished, and you know, the husband or wife are really just very emotional and they've got their kids. It's a really cool experience. Okay, next. So I don't know if you ever saw Forrest Gump, but Gary Sinise was the star of that movie. And this is the famous bench. We actually moved his foundation from LA to Nashville, I think because of taxes. Everybody's moving because of taxes. But that's the famous bench. Services, so we can go in, we've got packing materials, packing, we offer evaluation, which is insurance with clients. Obviously loading and unloading, TVs, if they need to come off the wall, we have people for that, storage, and then auto transport as well. Next. Just some other third-party stuff, you know, outdoor play sets, chandeliers. We do have a third-party network that we use, and they can take care of all that. Gym equipment. Next. Just for the storage pictures. Next. We do pad wrap everything furniture-wise before it goes in the truck. So this typically gets shrink wrapped as well. Next. Just home protection, banisters, the doors will cover that. We put the rug runners down. We don't, some people think that we cover every aspect of the floor. It's kind of hard to do, but the main traffic areas, we will protect on that.
Slides?
I think so. I think we may have missed a couple, but that's okay. What I want to say is, we missed the third clutter on that. Maybe it wasn't hard, but
Maybe it's in there somewhere.
okay.
Do we have additional slides, Natalie?
No, that's all that was in here.
That's all there? Okay, maybe I missed it. But we have a program called Clear the Clutter, and you guys can feel free to grab brochures on that. Essentially, it's let's say the client's home, just got stuff everywhere and you gotta walk like this to get in.
Yeah.
You can go in there for a flat fee and clear out a couple rooms of clutter. That way it's presentable by the time it goes up on the market. And Dustin here can, take a look at it, or you guys can just do a little video of what we're looking at. And we just give a quick estimate on that. We do a lot of that for the realtors that we work with currently. I get calls every week, Mark, I've got a 3-car garage. The client couldn't even walk it. Yeah.
Well, staying.
Yeah.
Did one this morning. It's a disaster.
Estimates are free. There's no charge. There's no obligation. When we do an estimate, if you're moving on a certain date, we let you know, this is the calendar. This is a whole month calendar. So if you move on this date, it'd be less than moving on this date or more. So you do have some options. We do like to let everybody know, look, Friday, it's kind of like the airlines. When there's 2 seats left on that airline, prices go up. The same works with a truck. So we want you to have that information handy. That way, if you move 2 days earlier, let's say you get $1,000, it's worth it.
Very good.
So, any questions?
Question, we have people sometimes moving to other countries and they're asking us, is there any company that moved? Do you have any referrals?
Yeah, we do. We use North American International. We have our own international division. So, yeah, set that up. Certainly.
Do you also do in Canada?
We do Canada as well. Yeah. North American is basically all over the country, but
Right.
primarily big network in the States and Canada as well.
Got it. I'm assuming with the quote that you give a client that includes insurance, if something happens where it gets lost, damage, all of that fun
Yeah.
stuff, right?
It's a great question. So what we do is when we quote your client moving, we do put evaluation in there. Insurance. If you choose not to do it, that's fine. But we put that in there because, look, things happen. I've heard, the trucks got hit by another truck. Wasn't our driver's fault, but it caused a big reaction and the trailer went up in smoke. Okay, everything lost. The last time that happened was 6 years ago. Everybody on that truck had insurance. Still not a good thing, but at least they can go, at least I'm getting something for that. So we do recommend, anybody moving to take insurance, unless you just feel like your stuff's not worth that much. If you're spending the money, it's probably worth something.
And you also do local, not just out of state too, correct?
We do local.
One city to another.
Yeah, we do local, we'll go up to San Francisco, so we cover all of California, really from Sacramento area down to San Diego.
I got one right now. It's going from Manhattan Beach going down to Carlsbad.
Okay, yeah,
It's a 3-day process. Now we're coming down from Santa Clara,
yeah.
San Francisco, coming down to Irvine. Local, we can do, LA to LA, we can do LA to Tennessee.
So I would just say, if any of your clients, for some of you that kind of let them do their own thing, give us an opportunity. And we can give them, like I said, a no obligation, free quote, and they can just compare apples to apples. Yes, sir.
Do you offer vacuum services as well?
We do. We do. So we, give the option to the customer. Usually the big places, we tell customers, you can certainly get overwhelmed thinking that you can pack everything up, because I know personally, the last time I moved, it took me weeks because I started going through stuff I haven't seen in like 15 years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, honey, look at this. Hey, and or the people that say, no, I got this. We recommend that we pack fragile, high dollar items. That way, if it breaks, it's covered. Great question.
Very good. Anyone else have any questions for Mark? Okay, Well, I definitely appreciate you both of coming. Thanks for the presentation and obviously
Yeah.
for providing lunch. with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. How long is the meeting today?
It's typically an hour.
Hour?
Yes.
We're gonna hang out. If anybody has any questions, let us know.
Please
If
do.
not, totally understand. And we've got some brochures.
Beautiful.
Grab as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, well, let's go ahead and continue. Listing pitches, buyer needs and wants. I know we had a couple of agents that wanted to pitch their new listings. All right, please.
Yeah. Hi,
Speak loud and proud, please, because we got people on Zoom.
yes, so tonight there is going to be an exclusive look at a property in Torrance. There'll be musician, drinks, food. The address is 23730 Walter Avenue. Got a flyer I'll pass out to you guys. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and it's gonna be listed at 1.3 million. Come by tonight and take a look. And tomorrow there'll be tacos served for the brokers open. So if you bring this flyer, you get a taco.
What if I bring 2 flyers?
You can bring a friend if you want to.
Yeah, our printer's working, right? You get the whole set.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll pass them out, don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take 6. You're still
Yeah. Come by early.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes, Jim. And that's done.
Have a new listing in Northbridge, 98311, Chase Street, Northbridge, brand new house. Completely redone inside with a pool, believe it's 4 bedrooms, 5 baths. All top of the line remodeled, it's actually very, very beautiful. It'll be on the market probably next week. We're waiting to pick the drones and pictures on Friday. And so it will be listed probably on Sunday to get brokers up to house for next week. But this is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful home in Northbridge, all brand new, 1.649.
Okay. That's it. Thank you, John. Yeah. John. Come up here and speak loud for people on Zoom, please. Yes, you can.
Hi, I'm John Kennedy. I have a listing that's coming soon right now on 100 South. You see it. It's the end unit out of 5 in the whole place, so it's really nice. It's gonna be a lot of work to do, I think. It was built in, I believe, 84, so there are 84 appliances in there. I actually got a grill on the top, it's pretty neat. I hope you all come by, I'll have it open by Sunday, price is 1.1. You go up on the balcony and you can see the Santa Monica Mountains and the view of the ocean. It's the cheapest place around there, in fact, all the neighbors are thinking about digging into their pocket, so. Bring us a good office.
Awesome, thank you. Awesome. Anyone else? Coming to Vanessa.
Hi, everyone. I have 2 announcements.
Yay.
Oh. Hi. So Luke in the PC program got his first listing. He couldn't make it today because tomorrow is his birthday. So I'm gonna announce a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in the well-desired Coda de Casa community in Orange County for $789,000. It's a beautiful condo that has peekaboo views of the mountain and the golf course, and there's so many amenities in the community. So if you know anyone, please let me know. Want to know my HOA? It's $781. Yes, it's 2 HOAs included. The other thing too, if anyone has any listings that you currently want held for open houses, I have a lot of eager agents who would love to sit them. Had an agent reach out to me last week and was like, I didn't know you were doing this. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows if you have a listing and it's still on the market, we would love to host it open every weekend. So please let me know, email me, call me, all my information's on KW South Beta. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Vanessa. Okay, anyone else? Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue. Next slide, please. Okay, market updates, market stats. City of El Segundo, March market snapshot. There was 13 new listings, 25 active listings, 6 pending. closed sales were 10, days on market was 22 days. Price per square foot, 1,036. Your average price home was 2,038,000. And your median price point was 1.930. Next slide. Manhattan Beach. 40 new listings, 91 active, pending 19 closed, 34 days on market, 24 days. Price per square feet was 1,684. Average sales price was 3.765, and your median sales price point is 3.425. Okay, that's Manhattan. Next slide. Hermosa, 25 new listings, 56 active, 12 pending, 14 closed, 14 days on market. Price per square foot is 1,367. Your average sales price is 2.983, and your median price point is 2.467. Next slide. Redondo Beach, 81 new listings, 136 active listings. It's so funny because I was talking to two of our agents about the activity that's happening in the city of Redondo Beach. A lot of active properties right now, Redondo Beach. 48 pending, 58 closings, 68 average days on market, 927 is your average price per square foot, and average sales price is about 1.923, median sales price is 1.795. Next slide. City of Torrance, 100 new listings, 163 active listings, 62 pending sales, 69 closed sales, 20 days on average, 764 is your price per square foot. Average sales price is 1,160, and your median sales price is 1,120. Next slide. Lawndale, 10 new listings, 17 active, 6 pending, 5-day close. 24 days on market, price per square foot is 647. Your average sales price is 623, and your median sales price is 655. Next slide. Hawthorne, 25 new listings, 67 active, 15 pending, 12 closed sales, 33 days on average, and then 735 is your average price per square foot. Average sales price is 964,758, and your median sales price is 927,500. City of Gardena, 42 new listings, 75 active, 24 pending sales, 33 closed sales, 22 days on market, 555 is your price per square foot. Average sales price is 809,112, and your median is 792. City of Gardena. City of Lomita, 21 new listings, 26 active, 9 pending, 13 closed sales, 18 days on market, 604 price per square foot, 805 medium average sales price, and your medium is 815. City of Carson, 43 new listings, 68 active, 29 pending, 41 closed sales, 23 days on market, 529 price per square foot, and 775 is your average sales price, and 800 is your median sales price. Harbor City, 14 new listings, 34 active, 5 pending, 6 closed sales, 22 days on market, 527 price per square foot, 839 average sales price, and your median sales price is 850. Palos Verdes Estate, 57 new listings, 74 active listings, 12 pending, 14 closed sales. Days on average is 14. Price per square foot is 1,071. Your average sales price is 3.70. Median sales price is 2.990. Next slide. Rancho Palos Verdes, 57 new listings, 149 active, 33 pending, 46 closed sales, 40 days on average, 744 price per square foot, 1.559 is your average, and your medium is 1.530. Next slide. Woodland Hills Estates, 7 new, 24 active, 5 pending, 7 closed, 45 days on market, 889 is your price per square foot, 1.744 is your average, and 1.79 is your median. Next slide. City of San Pedro, 57 new listings, 110 active, 28 pending, 36 closed, 28 days on average, 610 is your price per square foot, 952 is your average, and 871 is your median. Next slide. Okay, that concludes, any questions regarding stats? Yes,
I feel like I noticed the pattern. I feel like the last time we checked it, don't you feel like the new listing and the
there was
Like another one,
there was
right?
more active.
yeah, way more.
So when there's more active, there's less buyers. You know, so there's more listings out there, less buyers buying. Because when you see a change in the stats, it's when you see more closings and more pendings. But we saw more active and new listings that came up to the market. So what it is, it's kind of a balance right now, but it's more of a buyer's market than a seller's market. You know, so that's some indicators when you're looking at showing properties, but more so when you're going on listing appointments, you know, make sure you're really crunching those numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Good point. Yes, sir.
I'm a new agent, so I was kind of seeing.
I thought you were a 30-year veteran, right?
I'm 30 years old, so, but I noticed that also last summer when I was taking my first courses, that I realized in the summertime, usually it goes up in listings and stuff, and
Yeah.
also, but on the beach is also been like, we go to the dog parks all the time.
Well, you're gonna see the month of May, June, July, August is where we see more activity, right? People wanna buy and sell during this time. And really, most of the reason behind it is they want to get the property before school starts in September and August. So they start putting properties on the market now. The buyers are starting to go out and shop more. So we're gonna see, we'll see what the month of June for the month of May really showcase. So that way we can kind of give you the sense of what's happening.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
good point.
even in Traverse City, there was hardly any distance in the past 2 months, you know, it was like 3, 6, and right now it's like, now it's kind of like moving a little bit as well, you know, some people on it, it's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything was fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it went from like.
Why is it important for you to know stats?
You explain it to the client.
Absolutely, right? To really showcase as a local expert, right, of what's happening, you know? Imagine if you go on a listing appointment in the city of Lomita, but you ran some comps, right? And know your stats of what's happening. It's gonna make you look better that you know your local area. And that's important, because you can talk to very savvy agents and they can give you an average without even doing any comps. Tell me where the property is located, how many bedrooms, how many baths, what's the square footage, and they can tell you. I believe it's around this price point. But that's because they study the market on a regular basis. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is there any way that, you know, if we are going on a listing presentation, that we can get slides like that?
Yeah, so just talk to the office and we'll provide all this for you.
Okay.
Yeah, all of this is all for you. So if there's anything in the slide that you'd like to take, please ask us and we'll provide it to you.
All right.
Beautiful. Next, we have Chris Rivera giving us a update on.
I know. What did you guys eat this morning? All right, well, I better not disappoint. No, you know what? I'm gonna stop saying they're going down, because they keep going the opposite direction, so the interest rates are going up.
Wow.
Right, so they go down, I guess, reverse psychology, but rates are still stubbornly high sixes, 7%, depending on what their FICO score is, loan program, down payment, that sort of thing. So they haven't really moved too much, but there are some upward pressure that we felt in the last few days. So they are inching closer to 7%. So anyway, that's where the market's at. And I'm going to stop forecasting lower rates because again, every time I say that, they inch higher. So I'm not going to say that, right? I don't want to jeopardize that. So now we can go to the next slide. I wanted to present something to you guys today. I know I've come out here and told you what the effect is for the cost of waiting to buy right? And I've presented that it's better to buy than to rent, and I've shown you that, even when the mortgage payment's twice what the rent payment is, over a 7-year period, you're going to win, right? But there's a lot of programs out there that I wanted to introduce you guys to, and this one came across my desk about a month ago, and I'm getting a lot of calls for it. So what is a bridge loan, right? It just helps people buy before they sell. And that's the really important thing that can tap into their equity. And I wanted to explain them to you so that you guys have it, just another tool in your tool chest so that you can talk to your clients about it and what it is, right? So, you know, big picture, you guys are faced with a lot of things when you guys are talking to potential sellers, right? And a lot of people won't sell. I would think one of the big reasons is they're locked into a low interest rate. They don't really want to move because, hey, I got a 3% or below interest rate, I'm good. The other problem is they're sitting on a lot of equity. They don't want to be able to buy because, well, if I buy or I sell, where's my family going to go, right? So this program allows them to get over that obstacle. Now, next slide. So the buy before you sell allows you to make an offer on the new home at no contingency. That's huge because you guys know if you've got a buyer who owns a home who has to sell their home to get the equity for the down payment of the next one, they're writing a contingent offer to that seller, right? And what's the likelihood of that happening? It's really none, right, Tim? But or you have to pay a premium for it, right? To entice that seller to go ahead and take their property off the market. Well, what it allows them to do is it gets access to the homeowner's equity now to use for the down payment of the purchase. And the beauty of this program, it excludes their current PITI on the first. They are going to set up a HELOC second to cash out. It excludes that payment from your qualifying for the purchase up. That's huge because a lot of people have the ability to do their own HELOC to get the down payment for the purchase up, right? But then they can't qualify because they got their current mortgage, the new second, and now the purchase first. And they just don't qualify, right? So it allows them to do it. It has to be primary to primary. So owner occupied to owner occupied, right? One unit only. So that's single family residence, townhome, condo, but it's one unit. Now, the way it works is they're going to do a HELOC for them. Now, actually, it's kind of funny because when I was preparing this over the last couple of days, I got an email yesterday that said they just increased the max loan amount on the HELOC to $750,000 that you could tap out to use for the down payment. Now, there are some restrictions. They're only going to allow you to tap into equity, maximum HELOC, of 50% of whatever you're purchasing. So now the max is $750,000. So they can buy a 1.5 home and have 50% down for that purchase, be able to buy before they sell their current home, right? Now, not only will they allow them to get up to 50% for the down payment, they'll also allow them to pull out $35,000 additional monies to renovate the property because you guys took the listing. They now are gone. It's a vacant home, and now you can renovate it if you want to bring it to market, right? Or they can pay off debt to help them to qualify for another loan. They can choose whatever they want to do with that extra $35,000. They're tapping out of their equity before they sell. It's 6 months interest free. So they're going to give them 6 months to do this and not pay any interest on the HELOC, right? Now, how does this happen? Why can't we circumvent the rules? Well, there's not just one company out there now. There's about 4 or 5 companies that offer this type of product. But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have a rule, and they say if the property is listed and the seller entertains an offer with a buyer, and lastly, the buyer of that offer signs off on their contingencies, we can exclude that payment from our qualifying on the purchase out. And that's how we do it. So this company will write a contract for your seller. And then they're going to release all contingencies for us so that we can then exclude that from the monthly payment. Now, during this time, the buyer has the right to cancel the option from what they give them, right? Because all that option was to get us around the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines. So we can qualify without the old mortgage and the new HELOC mortgage, right? And they want them to accept any offer out there. So you put it on the market, and any offer that comes about, they can take it. It's all in the seller. Natalie, next slide. So the contract is for 6 months. And during that 6 months, well, one more prior to, Natalie. Okay, the homeowner can accept any offer during that 6-month period. All you're basically doing is circumventing Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac's guideline. You're now putting the property on the market and you have 6 months to sell, right? It goes into effect when they purchase the new price. So 6 months doesn't go into effect until they buy their leg up, right? And the HELOC amount, how they determine what it is they go 75% of whatever the current value is. So let's just assume that this person lives in North Torrance and they want to get into Redondo Beach. And they bought 6 to 12 months ago. They're sitting on a lot of equity. Well, a lot of things have changed. Yes, they have a very low interest rate. They don't want to give that up. But all their kids now are older. And they're no longer in elementary school or middle school. And they're pushing on to possibly get into high school, right? You guys know all the reasons why people want to move. But they want to get into a better area. They want to go into the Redondo Beach area for 1.5. This allows them to tap into their equity and buy before they sell their current home. So we're going to go 75% of whatever the value is of their current home, and we're going to say it's 1.2 in North Torrance. They'll go 75% of that. That's $900,000 combined loans. They currently will have whatever mortgages. Let's say it's $400,000. That means they can do a $500,000 HELOC and pull it out for their purchase, right? Now, that's not enough. They will allow them to boost their equity by pledging some other assets. Now, when you pledge assets, you're not liquidating them. You're just simply saying, I've got them and I'll pledge them if I have to, I'll liquidate them. But I'm not going to because I'm going to sell my house. And that's where all the equity is coming from once I finally sell. But that gets them to a higher limit, a higher loan amount to help them possibly get where they want to be, right? They don't have to, but it gives them an option. It's a nice option. There's no payments ever made on the HELOC. So remember, you got 6 months interest free and there's no payments ever made. You just have to cover your first mortgage and now the new mortgage, right? But we can exclude the old mortgage and qualify. And now that home is vacant and you get to go ahead and do any renovations. And you guys know this to be true. When you get a vacant home, you can renovate it and you can stage it. You're going to sell that house for a lot more than if it's cluttered with the old stuff, right? That's, you guys know the data on that. So it's something that you guys should be able to present to your sellers or homeowners who are kind of like, I want to do it, but I just can't. So what's the alternative, right? They can put their house on the market, accept an offer, write a long 60-day period of time, right? Escrow period, and then do a rent back for another 60 days. Now you're on the clock for 120 to find them a new house. That gets a little stressful. Go ahead, next slide, Natalie. So I wanted to show you what the new HELOC looks like, right? So the home value is 1.2. The first trust deed that they owe is 400 grand. We're going to go 75% of the 1.2. That's 900,000 less what they owe, 400. That's a $500,000 HELOC. Now they can do it themselves. They can go to a bank or a lender like myself, and I can do a standalone second, pull their own HELOC for 500,000. That rate's about 8.5%. You're probably looking at prime plus 1 on that HELOC. That's a standard price. Well, if the rate is 8.5 and they pull out 500,000, their monthly payment is $3,845 each month, right? Go back to the original slide. No payments for 6 months and no interest for 6 months. So they effectively got away from paying $3,845 for the duration of how long it takes you guys to sell their home, right? So this sounds really too good to be true, right?
Right.
Well, it is a great program. It presented right. And I think the misnomer out there is that this is very costly, so they don't want to go into it. And there is a cost. There's 2.25% of the sale price of what they're selling. Now that sounds like a lot of, like, oh my God, 2.25. But when you look at it, 2.25 and 1.2 was $27,000. That's a lot, but that's not exactly what they're paying. Remember, they're not paying the seconds, right? Natalie, next slide. So I want to talk about the objections, because when you present this to a seller, they're going to say, 1, it's too costly, right? 2, I can do it myself. And three, I'd rather write a contingent offer. Natalie, next slide. So let's talk about the contingent offer. I think Jim said it. It's not gonna happen, right? Unless you entice the seller for more. And probably a lot more than $27,000 for them to accept your offer. And then you're putting them into that pressure situation of having to sell their home in that period of time, right? Well, the reality of their choice by doing it themselves or doing it a different way is there's an anxiety and pressure of selling their home. And when that clock starts to dwindle down, now all of a sudden they got to do a fire sale on their home because, well, we got to be in contract. So we've got to take whatever we can on our current home. That's not a good situation. And when you do that, you have a listing at 1.2, you're not going to knock off 25,000 when you guys reduce it. You're going to knock off 50 or 100,000, right? To get it out there to generate interest. So this program isn't costly. It helps in preventing future costs because of the fastness they have to sell their home. And the reality is they couldn't qualify anyways. So all of what they're saying is it's too costly, all that. Well, that sounds great, but you can't qualify because you got your first, your new second, and now the new purchase, right? This program is allowing you to buy before you sell to get your equity out. So the benefits are there. It maximizes your parting home and selling it because it's now vacant, renovated, right? And you put it on the market looking good. They can take $35,000 out beforehand and they can pay off existing debt if need be to help them on their purchase up. There's just a lot of good stuff. If they also have a provision in there that says, look, even if you had the money for your down payment, the problem is you don't qualify. You still have your current first and the new first, right? You don't qualify. They will allow you to do this, pull out equity at only 1.5%. Right? Now all of a sudden that 1.2 sale price only went to 18,000. And remember, you're getting $3,800 plus in non-payment and non-interest on the HELOC that you just sucked out. Natalie, next slide. So we plug it back in, and now this person came in and said, hey, I want to buy a Redondo, sale price 1.5. I'm going to put 500,000 down. I'm going to take $1 million loan. Here's your monthly payment. $78.94, all inclusive, PITM, right? But remember, they currently have a first. Their first trustee is about $2,500. That's about right for a $400,000 home. Someone bought it 10 years ago. And they got a new second of $38.45. The payments, $14,239. This is why they don't qualify. Because at a 50% debt ratio, that means they have no debt. Just double that number. That's $28,000 a month they have to be making. That annual income is $341. You throw me $2,000 in debt too per month for car payments, credit cards, student loans. All of a sudden I got to have $4,000 more income, or $48,000 more a year. That's $390. That's a lot of money. That's why people can't do this, right? They're sitting on a ton of equity. You guys have these conversations with sellers all the time. I'd love to do it, but where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I can't displace my family. I got 2-3 kids. This allows me to do it. So this is the reason why the bridge loans have come about, because they don't have that income, but they got a ton of equity. Natalie, next slide. All right, so there is a break even here somewhere, right? If they're getting $38.50 in monthly, no payments, no interest, but they did get the $500,000. That's real money they got, and they did get the new home. Well, yeah, it was $27,000 cost, but if it took you 3 months to sell, they've effectively saved $11,500. If it took them 5 months, they've saved $19,000, right? So all of a sudden that cost just went all the way down because they already got the benefit of that HELOC for the money they got for the purchase, right? And again, if they already have the money, but they can't qualify, we can go on the smaller one if they want to. Natalie, next slide. That's it. So I just wanted you guys to see how the bridge loans work and how people can access the equity today to be able to buy. And you guys know when you're out there door knocking or cold calling or however you're talking to your clients, these people have a lot of equity. The problem is they just can't tap into it because they have limited income, right? This program will allow them to do it. So hopefully you guys got a good nugget today. You guys can put this tool in your toolbox. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to help your buyers get this. And just to give you a story, I actually have one right now where we already got them pre-approved. They own a house free and clear in Ottawa. It's about 1.3 purchase or value. They want to purchase another property once they sell it and buy in Palm Springs. Well, they can't because they have to take the equity for the Palm Springs property, right? So we're going to do the program. Now, here's what they've done. They got into contract, they got a contingent offer accepted, Palm Springs. But the reality is the contract reads, you have 60 days to close, right? So they got to sell their Idlewild property within that period of time to be able to close Palm Springs. But there's also a provision that says the Palm Springs property can stay on the market. And if they get another offer, they will entertain and accept that offer, but give you 48 hours notice or 2 days to release your contingencies, right? Because they first right of refusal, exactly. So they're in a pinch. We've got them approved. We're not sure we're going to use this because it is on the market. If they can get a bona fide buyer for their home, great. But if not, it's a great fallback plan because they want that property in Palm Springs, right? So the property does work. You just have to look over their objections, know that the benefits outweigh whatever the cost is, right? So, any questions out there? All right. Oh, what?
Is there an expiration date for this program or does it exist for all time?
Yeah, for all time. I don't see them changing because they've come about, like I said, there was only 1-2 players last year. Now we got like 4 or 5 players. They realize this is a hot program because people have a lot of equity and they want to buy something else and get into a better area, but they just can't. This doesn't displace their family. They don't have to do a double move because if they do it the way that we've been told, right along escrow period, do a rent back, get 120 days. Well, what happens at the end of the 120 days when you didn't sell the property? Now you're doing a double move, right? You got an added cost. You got moving expenses, right? They were just talking earlier today about the moving costs. That can be up to $5,000. And because that's an addition, because they got to move, store the property for a couple months, all their goods, right? So to answer the question, it's not going to go away anytime soon. It's a good program.
So I have a client in Maryland wanting to go to venture Salisbury's, and that's exactly what their discouragement is my property in Maryland is not equivalent to RPB.
And we can do that because we don't care where they're selling, only where they're buying, because we're here in California, right?
Right.
So they'll write the contract for them. Again, the way to get around Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they write the contract for the sale. And then they sign off on the loan contingencies or all contingencies. They remove it all, but we don't have to use that way to exclude it. So let's talk later.
And that's like.
Yes, you got.
Understand that. Part of the sale price, correct?
Say that one more time.
That cost is $225 of the sale price.
Correct.
It doesn't matter how much the seller gonna borrow from his equity, like maybe you borrow 100,000, 200,000,
No,
500.
as much as he wants. There's just a maximum, because it goes in at 75% equation. But the maximum they can get, even though that's high, is 50% of what they're buying. Because they only let you to pull out 50% for the new purchase. Right?
But he luckily will have 25% of the selling price about this amount.
Right, of their current home. Their current home, yes, that's correct. And there's one other thing I didn't tell you too, so eventually they're gonna sell their home, right? And then they get the rest of their equity, right? And so now they've got $100, $200, $300,000 extra, right, after the sale. They can use that money and buy down the principal balance. It's called recasting. Does anyone know what recasting is? Right, so the beauty of recasting is you're able to put a one-time sum towards your principal balance and lowering it And then the lender will recast the loan, or re-amortize it over the remaining months. It could be 350, 340, whatever it happens to be, right? At the same interest rate, and they get a lower monthly payment because the principal balance reduced. The beauty is you don't have to do a refi. So it saves them costs on the refi because they can do it with a refi. Then there's a cost, probably about $400 to $4,500 in cost. So you get away from the refi costs. It's just called a recast. This program allows it. Most of the lenders will do a recast. It just depends. I've got one lender to go 20% one time, 30%. I even have one that'll do 50% and recast and not disrupt your loan. Right? Other than monthly payment. So it's a great program. Yes.
Does the VA loan offer this or not? It's only for conventional?
This is only Fannie Freddie. Yeah. FHA, they won't. They still will hit you for all the payments, so you still gotta qualify, right? So this is just Fannie and Freddie, Freddie's guideline. Any other question? All right, guys, hopefully you guys can use this.
Yeah.
Okay, rapid fire. Next slide, please. Upcoming events. So this Friday, Steve Godley is going to host the contract class for me. So Friday, May 16, 10:30. Picture will be updated. Okay, so picture will be updated. So 10:30 to 11:30. Steve Godley's going to be hosting that class for me. Next slide. Producers Club, Sean Ibarra, he's KW Palos Verdes agent. And John Morris will be spearheading that interview this Friday, 8 o'clock. If you're not jumping on these producers mindset, I would encourage you. We interview, we talk with top agents, and they provide you with some insights on how they're doing. Next slide. We got a free headshot event Tuesday, June 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here at the South Bay office, sponsored by My NHD and Jose Lopez. So if you want to get a professional headshot, please make sure to RSVP with us. So that way we have the list of all of you who are wanting to update your photo. Again, free headshot event Tuesday, June 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Next slide. And then he's also hosting a My hazard check Thursday, June 5th, 12 to 1 p.m. Updates, fire zones, change to the NHD reports. Next slide. And I will be in honors of Father's Day, Dad Burgers and Beers, Grill, Chill, and Close Deals. Friday, June 13th, just the weekend prior to Father's Day, I will be hosting an event here at the office and celebrating the fathers, and I will be flipping burgers. Okay, so it's open to everyone because I know some moms are also fathers, so it's open to it, not just men. Okay, so again, love to see you all Friday, June 13th, 12 p.m. to 1:30. And I think that concludes our meeting. Thanks, everyone. Great day.
Thank you.